Hello everyone, welcome to TY Digital, your guide to all that's happening in the world of Indian cricket. We've got Nitin Naik who joins us from Mumbai, and very shortly we'll also have Dwaipan Datta joining us on the show. Beyond the Boundaries, the name of the show. Nitin, do you think Yashasvi Jaiswal is very lucky?
Yeah, very, very lucky. Got away very lightly, I feel. Uh, I know he got a send off from the Sri Lankans, and someone obviously said something to him for him to react that way and come back. But physical contact, I think, in our sport is not on, and they came too close to each other. And I think the headbutt or the helmet butt in this case, I think, was initiated. The first movement, I think, if we see the replays again, I think that came from Jaiswal. So uh, he is very, very lucky.
Uh, and also, what's happened is that this new rule, demerit
Yeah,
point, this, that, and all, it's almost like matlab, you don't pay for it immediately. That's the problem.
yeah,
So it's not like previously where you could have like copped a ban or immediately. With this demerit point and this and that, you're just like it's like your life. You know, like they say, somebody is making a ledger of all your sins and crimes, and then you pay for it when you're done and dusted from this planet. So it's almost like that. So I think that's an error with this demerit point system. Do you agree?
yeah. I mean, why do we use punishments in any walk of life? I mean, it's supposed any punishment is supposed to act as a deterrent, isn't it? I mean, that is
Yeah.
why punishments are instituted. But in this case, I think if the punishments are so light, it's almost like 25% of his match fee is like just taking away a part of his sorry to get a little crude here, but to have some of the hair taken off his armpit. So it's a little I mean, I don't understand. I mean, if you want to ensure that such things don't happen, then I think stronger penalties are the order of the day. And Jaiswal, and also I mean, I do not know how you view this, but his over the top kind of reaction to to someone, to a program or a clip on a cricket portal, and the judgment or the opinion passed from a very
Same
respectable,
group, so you can take the name. Same group.
yeah, on Crickbuzz. So and from a respected broadcaster like Harsha. So him reacting that way, and it's over the top matches more. I feel like they like saying, "Na ye naya Hindustan hai." So this is the India we want. So I just don't get all this over the top reaction. Really makes me laugh sometimes.
Can I request all three of us to be at the same level, Nitin, Dwaipan, so that Nitin, yeah. Okay. Dwaipan, what do you make of like ये जो this reaction by Jaiswal? He had time before the start of the day's play to check his Instagram, comment, and then leave for the ground. Or rather, he must have done it on the way to the ground as well.
Yeah, yeah. it it is what it is now. What do you do about it? Like, and I have another problem. What I felt about that message that he left on Instagram was that, like, your ego has been hurt. You take it on the player with whom you had a, putting everything on this idea of India, like naya Hindustan aise baat karega. This kind of, this reeks of silliness to me. Like, why, your ego has been hurt, your ego has been bruised. You fight it out with a player who Charit Asalanka, Sri Lankan team,
No, no.
basically a second division test team. With them, if you are showing the mardangi of India, then I have nothing to say. Like, and this putting everything on India is slightly, it seems silly to me. It has nothing to do with India. It has to only thing it has to do with his ego, and he satisfied his ego, and that is fine for the dispensation, for the way cricket is run. So it is fine. So I have nothing to say about that. But you don't run it on के देश के लिए मैं कर रहा हूँ, देश के लिए कुछ नहीं है. It is stupidity.
Just to clarify, Charit Aslanka, DD meant Asitha Fernando. Charit
Oh,
Aslanka is
Asitha
probably
Fernando. Sorry.
he's looking at one of the leagues where can I go and play. He'll be very
Okay.
angry
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
he's
Sorry.
playing Test cricket.
Fernando. Yeah. What? Yeah.
Please
Yeah. I
don't make
keep
him play Test cricket, yeah. He wants to make some money. Don't do that. Okay. Reed Savla says, Nitin, Jaiswal be like Desh Bhakti group में नया हूँ, बैग का रखूँ.
Yeah, I mean, but he has seen Chandresh of late. Even people who have claimed to be the staunchest of patriots have been relieved of their positions. The T20 captain was one of them. So ultimately, it comes down to performance. And over the last 7, 8 innings, I think he's been averaging 18. He's been caught repeatedly off the cut shot. Uh, and there are obviously technical deficiencies that might have crept in. That is why he's late on the ball, which is prompting him to miss that cut shot. Um, that coupled with all the noise surrounding his position in the one-day squad, whether he should come in place of Rohit Sharma, clearly all this is taking a toll. And whether he wants to make his presence felt in this manner or by scoring a lot of runs is up to him entirely. And I feel that if he takes the latter option, I think he would be better served.
So one more question for you, Nitin.
Mm.
दिस इज फ्रॉम आदि तिवारी. नितिन सर, अगर ये चीज श्रीलंका का कोई प्लेयर करता फिर रिएक्शन क्या आता, और क्या वो प्लेयर मैच बैन लगता? आई डोंट थिंक
Yeah, I
बिकॉज
mean, nationality does not matter, Aditi Tiwari here. Nationality does not matter. What is wrong is, the reaction from Jaiswal, because I think that, uh, firstly, the send off itself is wrong. I think you would have, the bowler has made his point by getting the batter out and then sending him off is a bit silly. But I think there was a little bit of residue of what happened with Jaiswal and Dikwela in Gaul. Um, so I think the Sri Lankans kind of got together and sledged him off as a group here with Asitha Fernando taking the lead role. But if the Sri Lankan player also would have behaved like this with a Siraj or with anybody, I would have been equally critical. So and my issue is that what uh, after a day's or a night's sleep, when he has had the time to process things, or process his actions that have happened the day before, he has gone ahead and he has justified what he has done by posting what he did on Instagram. So that is what worries me a little bit more about the kind of leeway that that the players are getting, and obviously they have the ashirwads of the powers that be that you know, do whatever they want.
okay. Now, Dwaipan, this is a very important thing, that DD sir, it was strange captaincy by Gill, to be honest. Dravid declared with Sachin on 194 not out in Multan. Why didn't Gill do it today with Jurel at 95 not out? India could have bowled more. And there's one more question from Pratik Anand. Gautam Gambhir says we are not playing for milestone, but they waited for Jurel to get to his 100, and just took 12 balls for 1 run.
See, Dhruv Jurel is a player who doesn't always come close to 100. So there was 100 in the offing, and these runs that India scored towards the end, it will not exactly be detrimental to the cause, because when you get that 500 plus runs, like it will probably Sri Lanka will get out for 150, 170. India will bat again for a while. At that point of time, you will have to you will make up for some lost time, because you have more runs on the board. So I do not think it would have in in Sachin's case, there were only 2 overs, 1 or 2 overs left for the day, and Dravid wanted to use that red ball with that new ball twice. So that I think that was the idea behind that. Here also, India got to use the new ball, as well as they allowed the guy to get 100, and 100 is something that you do not reach every day. So I think it was fine, and those runs that India got extra, that will not hurt India going forward in this test match. I believe, given the nature of the pitch, so it is fine. It is fine to allow that 100 to happen, because it is not a very tight test match at the moment.
And just to clarify, just behind Dravid, there was one more person who shall not be named who actually prompted him to declare. Okay,
Yeah.
House of Dragon says GG milestone statement for T20 is not test match. Okay, we're feeling much better. Saurav Kumar says Prabhat Jayasuriya is the most disappointing spinner apart from Kuldeep Yadav. इससे अच्छा तो धनंजय डिसिल्वा ही बॉलिंग कर देता डीडी.
See, as it is, in both the test matches, he bowled first innings. So, वहाँ पे, and India has played spin well, and Rogers, yeah, like, because the pitch was, when he was bowling, it did not become a raging turner. So they played him to a degree. They played him well, and Indian batting is also good enough. So yes, that's why I'm saying Sri Lanka is a very, very ordinary test side. It is the seventh test in a row that India is going to win in Sri Lanka. So it is, where has India won these many test matches in a row away from home? I don't remember anywhere. So that shows where Sri Lankan test cricket is. So when you have, in a country like that, when you bring in T20 cricket, then it their supply pool is very less, no, so the entire block goes there. It is not like an infrastructure like India or Australia, where there is a interest for test cricket. Here you have to give free tickets for test cricket. So ये तो होना ही था ये, because Sri Lanka, like, they are not bothered about test cricket. They are here to just make the numbers. So test cricket is right now played between India, Australia, England, New Zealand, and South Africa. That's it. Rest are there to fill the numbers.
Okay, I think Pushpavati still not got over Nitin. She sent a super chat. 200 रुपया खर्च किया. Nitin, please say the replacement player for Smith, Lyon, Blunt, Stark, Josh after their retirement. You believe their system is strong and Indian system is flawed? Please justify your statement.
I never said Indian system is flawed. Did I, when I said that did I say that the Indian system is flawed? No, I didn't. I just feel that there are too many teams playing first class cricket, because of which the talent gets kind of diluted, and some of the numbers. I frankly, Chandresh, and even DD can come in on this. I don't think 53 guys should average 50 and above in first class cricket. I just feel that that's an absurd number. Over a course of a season, if 50 batters are averaging 50 plus, then how do we, how do we justify that?
And probably, incidentally, none of them are playing for India.
Yeah,
Like,
none of them are playing for India. And I think the selectors also, when they select the team, they know that. I think I think now the way uh, they judge talent probably is, if at all they want to pick a performer from domestic cricket, I think they would look at in what situation so and so took wickets and so scored runs, rather than just the volume. Yes, volume is important, but then I don't think, for example, I remember Munaf Patel came into the team because of the way he bowled against South Zone at Motibagh Stadium, where I think he castled Dravid and Lakshman both in one spell, and I think Kiran More was the chief selector at that time,
And I think he also
and
played
Munaf.
against England, if you remember.
Yeah, he also played against England.
In a tour game.
I think, yeah. So I think the selectors kind of view that. I think one of the reasons. I mean, I'm sorry if I'm digressing here, Pushpavati. Apologies to you also. Uh, one of the reasons why Amol Mazumdar kind of you know got got sidelined, because every time there was a board president's 11 or an India A game against a touring team, he never could impress. Whereas the other guys like Ganguly, Lakshman, Dravid, they always got runs in these games. And that, for even though he scored heavily in the domestic season, whenever the opposition was of a little bit higher quality, sadly, he could not translate that into proper performances. I never said that the Indian system is flawed. It's just that Australia have got a fabulous system. Yes, they will not find this generational lineup of bowlers again. Um to replace these guys, because very difficult to find four guys playing together with 300 plus wickets. Uh, so they will struggle to replace this quality of bowling line. Yes.
Okay, one
And
more.
I will also add to this thing, like, because Australia, the new Australian generation will find it difficult against India, because by the sheer volume of people playing cricket in India, like,
Yeah.
that we have to understand. Like, Australians play other sports also. Like, they are world beaters in a lot of other sports. Indians play only cricket, and that is why by the sheer volume of the players that we have, we are going to rule cricket like the way USA rules basketball. It is going to be the truth of cricket in the next 20 years.
Okay, just to let you know, Dwapan and Nitin, I've been looking every day at all the age group sides in Australia, in all the states. Already 30 to 40% are Indian origin players or Sri
Yeah,
Lankan
yeah, I
origin.
know. We had a story on it. They have an Onam special match between
Yeah.
Madras and Tamil Nadu, and Madras and Kerala, Kerala, Kochi, something like that, in a lower division league. We I we did a story on that, so I know that. Yeah.
So it will not be surprised if like it might well be India, India A, India B, India C, India D playing cricket, and the rest of the world is wondering what is happening. Pushpavati has a follow-up question. India won't pick Nitin. India won't pick 28 average player as a test opener. Renshaw struggled to find Marnus replacement. Still, you will say Australian system is strong. They still don't have backup fast bowler to long suffer.
Scott Bonnett still is unable to get into the lineup. But I feel that if any team has won 13 test matches out of the last 15, and there's supposed to be a team in transition, then I would love to be in such a transition for an Indian supporter. Yeah. I mean, 13 test matches out of 15. You see the way they bowled against Bangladesh in the second test. They were undercooked in the first test. Let's admit it. They had come back after a 4 month gap to play Test cricket. Uh, and these one-off games, the same thing I think happened in the World Test Championship, Chandresh, in the finals against South Africa at Lords. I think uh, they were the bowlers kind of. I think Pat Cummins got a fifer, but I think they could not run through the South African team. But and I feel that in when once they went to the West Indies, obviously they were very very spicy pitches, but um, I will still back their system to produce quality cricketers. Chandesh, their domestic cricket is of a very very high standard, so you will not find 50 players averaging 50 plus over there.
Okay. Hashtag she Dingra says बस नितिन सर मान लेते हैं एक सेकंड के लिए कि माइटी ऑस्ट्रेलिया कभी इतनी तारीफ हमारे वालों की भी कर लो कान तरस गए हैं आपने वाले की तारीफ सुनने की एक शब्द बोल दो
जुरेल जुरेल ने बहुत ही खूबसूरत बैटिंग की आज. Devdutt Padikkal looks a class act at number 3, and I'm a true Jurel fan. I mean, I just like the way he sets up. People talking about Tendulkar often say that is Tendulkar the batter because of his setup and the balance that he has. And through Jurel's setup is so beautiful. It allows him to play off the front and back foot, defends well of the front and back foot. So I just I just hope that he and the team management also I think would be feeling a little bit vindicated for having played him as a batter. Uh, And it was a fabulous competition between Rishabh and him. And I thought Rishabh, I think, needs to get a little bit greedy. I feel sometimes he threw away another Test 100 today. When I think he could have buckled down and got a Test 100. So uh, just needs to be a little bit selfish.
ओके, जस्ट कमेंट्स, नो नीड फॉर रिएक्शन. नितिन सर तारीफ नहीं कर पाएंगे, ट्रांजिशन चल रहा है ना यहाँ. एंड रीत सावला से नितिन इज obsessed with Australia just like Ben Stokes is obsessed with nightclub. Oh God. And Pushpawati is angry with you also, Didi. One more super chat. DD for BGT in home, I won't be worried because there will be 1 month preparation for players. Test player won't be part of Zimbabwe, Sri Lanka white ball home series in December and January. Decide what pitch should be given in BGT.
No, I am also not very worried about the series because, like, see, India to start off will play on Turners, and so uh, because that you have WTC points at stake, so uh, and India is a good enough side at home. Let's face it, they're a good enough side at home. If they lose the toss, then it becomes tricky. If you are playing on those turners, then the toss becomes a very crucial factor. Of the 5 test matches that we lost, if I take off the Bengaluru test match against New Zealand, of the next 4 test matches that we lost, 2 against New Zealand and 2 against South Africa, all 4 tests we lost the toss. Just as in Sri Lanka, we have won both the tosses and we are winning both the matches. So toss becomes a very important factor. But India will start off against with Turners because they will need the points, and then if kind of points are settled, then those like slightly good, like the Guwahati kind of a pitch that they played on against South Africa, that kind of a pitch could be on offer because India in their grounds have different pitches. Like they can play on
Yeah.
any pitch. It is just a choice which pitch they choose. So it is where they will stand on the WTC points tally, they will decide. But they will start with turners.
Cha Aditya Thakur says, DD, if it rains consistently for next 3 days, will we hold Jurel's selfishness accountable?
No, if it rains consistently for next 3 days, then it will. Then you will not, as it even if Jurel stayed not out at 95, you will not get a result. Like and so next 3 days rain you cannot factor in. Like India needs about uh, like whatever those 10-15 minutes Jurel take, after that India will need about 5 to 6 sessions to win the test match. So if there is 5 to 6 sessions of cricket in this test match, then India will win. So uh, that is that. So that is the minimum time that they will need. So those 15 minutes will not make much of a difference, especially because we got those 2 wickets and the bad light was not allowed.
Okay, one more question, DD. Jurel and DDP cemented their place at 6 and 3 respectively, you think?
I think so. I think so. Now, like there is no chance you can drop Particle, and he is playing really well. And for once, a player, Indian player, is looking very good, like very easy on the eye. Like that is a relief. Like we come from that 90s era where all the players used to look very easy on the eye. Now it has become a game of power and etc., fitness and power and all that. So, but then this guy looks easy on the eye, so it is a welcome relief. I am quite enjoying Padikkal's batting, and Jurel is very consistent. Jurel, I have always felt that Jurel is a good batter, and it's okay because I know he's playing in a place where Sarfaraz Khan could have come in, but I think on the international stage he is a better batter than Sarfaraz Khan. That's my feeling. I may be wrong, but I feel he's a better batter than Sarfaraz Khan.
So Nitin, Stat Brat is asking, should Challenger Trophy be reinstated in T20 format with all international players on the roster? And we saw Nitin towards the end, sir, in Challenger Trophy became a joke because players would start dropping out. And we already have under 23 maybe T20 cricket. Do we need more T20 cricket?
No, 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 no. We don't need another T20 format tournament. Uh, I would, in fact,
I'm tired.
uh, yeah, I'm tired. I mean, I would rather have, uh, one of the, I would rather have the Devda Trophy back. The which they with the one day tournament which they used to play on the zonal basis. And I would rather have that back, and with the same rule where 34 overs ke baad, you're allowed to use only one ball, so that the players get used to reverse swing power hitting after the ball gets old. Um, so because these will all be slightly newish rules at the moment to adjust to for players who have always played with two new balls at each end, with the field restrictions for almost 40 overs. I feel that Devda Trophy with the zonal system would be a better tournament to restart, other than having a Challenger series in a T20I format.
Yeah, I have a small thing suggestion. Like because there are so many of these private leagues going on. What about a tournament with the winners of all the private leagues? Won't that be fun? Like a
You mean
two-week
state
tournament?
leagues? You mean state
You may,
leagues?
I mean, then yeah, this
That was
T-
suggested. That was
TNT.
suggested. I can confirm
Hmm.
that was suggested by somebody, but then it was shot down.
Okay, okay,
Uh,
okay.
it was shot down because it was almost like a Champions League kind of a thing with all the because
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
not all the state associations are doing a league.
Ah,
Huh,
More
like yeah.
importantly, Gujarat is not doing a league themselves.
Hmm, hmm. But
Acha,
yeah, just the
Bhavesh,
fringe players playing, it could be fun.
yeah, Bhavesh Talavia says Nitin, sir, Women's Asia Cup जीत जाए तो मोहसिन खान से ट्रॉफी लेंगे.
Mohsin Naqvi.
हाँ, मोहसिन
Yeah,
नकवी
I
sorry.
mean, yeah, I mean that will be another soap opera to play out. I think over the course. Again, the tournament is happening in Dubai. Again, a T20 tournament. So yeah, it's going to be. It's going to let's a lot of content to be created, lot of newsprint to be consumed. Let's hope that there's a little bit of sense that prevails, and the way things happened in the Hockey World Cup, where players from both teams shook hands, spoke to each other. I think let's hope that
And the
sanity
way
prevails.
that and the way the Pakistani umpire gave that LBW the last over and and made them play in the
Really,
Yeah,
evening.
you know
yeah,
what I feel about that.
What?
yeah.
You know what I feel about that.
Yeah, yeah. Hmm.
Okay. Ashish Chandelia says it's selfish by Gill to declare before Prasid's highest score of six. Acha, Jatin says, Didi sir, batting coach and both they said both Dev and Sai can open. How do you see that? Or they're already preparing
Devans,
for New Zealand, I guess.
okay, so who will miss out? Right, and why will you tinker with it? Of course, like yeah, if Yashasvi Jaiswal keeps on playing poorly, then I don't know if uh, Sai Sudarshan is an option. Sai Sudarshan uh, in England he looked slightly assured, maybe against pace he looks slightly better like than what he does against spin. I'm just like thinking aloud. So, but otherwise, where is the slot? Like, if only Yashasvi Jaiswal doesn't play well, then there is a slot that may just open up. For that, you can have Sai as a backup. Yeah.
Okay. One more question. No, one comment. Akshat Tiwari says Asia Cup itself is a useless thing. Uh, Acha, good. Jatin says Sai to खेलेगा ही. As DD sir said, good morning, good night. Saurabh Kumar says batting coach is secretly meeting Ben Stokes. His statements look outrageous, to be honest. Acha, House of Dragon clarifies. Question was, who is your backup opener? Kotak said both DDP and Sai can open.
So that is what he said. Na, that, so he means to say that one of these guys will open in case there is a crisis of an opener. Like if one of the guys get injured or there is a loss of form, one of these guys will open. That is what probably he meant to say.
Acha, Cristiano Ronaldo says results since 2024 mean even we are second tier test team. And Vijay Lakshmi Murthy has a question. Did he, sir, if India somehow win one or two matches against New Zealand, दो ही match है, there is a realistic chance of reaching WTC final.
A thoda chance. Like now that India has won these two, like is going to win these two test matches in Sri Lanka, it is not absolutely beyond them. So because ऑस्ट्रेलिया भी एक आध हारेगा वहां पे साउथ अफ्रीका पे जाके and India wins one test match in New Zealand, maybe, and New Zealand is normally result pitches unless it rains. So, and with Bumrah and the pace attack, you never know. You never know. So, like if it's a 200, 220 game, India may just pull it off. So then it boils down to that India Australia series and Turners and all those things. That, like it can become interesting. I just want it to be interesting going into the BGT. That's my only interest.
आयुष 66 66 says राहुल को वायरल फीवर होने वाला है एंड साई आफ्टर डीडीपी नॉक संस्कार से नहीं रन सिलेक्शन से होगा ओके if India wins WTC my grandpa will be more happier that he doesn't consider today's white ball cricket as competitive साई वहाँ पॉडकास्ट दे रहा है जीजी और गिल कोई बहुत तारीफ की करी टीम में जगह बनाने की प्लानिंग कर रही है Lakshman, Dravid, Saurav all opened for Indian Test matches. Sai opened in India A matches. Okay, so this is getting crazy now. Uh, Ashish Chandilia says, Nitin, आज फैफ की याद आ गई. They score 500, declare near end of day, take 2-3 wickets and put pressure on us.
When did he say this? I'm sorry, I do not.
2019 when they had come to India, the first time they.
Right. They lost all three tests by an innings.
Yeah.
South Africa lost all three tests by an innings, right? Yeah.
Okay. Saurav Kumar says, hope Stark, Cummins or Hazelwood don't perform exceptionally well in South Africa Test Series. वरना sandpaper check होने वाला है. हस्ताक्षी धिंगरा says, डीडी सर आप कैसे बोल सकते हो ऑस्ट्रेलिया हारेगा? नितिन सर बैठे हैं साथ में.
ऑस्ट्रेलिया साउथ अफ्रीका से एक आध हारेगा वो 100%. बिकॉज साउथ अफ्रीका बहुत अच्छा टीम है. वो they have taken their suddenly they have taken their cricket very seriously over the last few years, and they have in all formats they are a very good side. So साउथ अफ्रीका से एक आध टेस्ट हारेगा, फिर आके यहाँ पे डिसाइड होगा जैसे हुआ था इन right after 2021 में when India and England played at home and India lost the first test match in Chennai, won the second and then won in Ahmedabad and qualified. So ऐसे हो सकता है.
Ashish Chandilia is not able to get over the fact that Didi sir is crazy today. He said Sarfraz CSK is not good.
No, no, Jurel is a better. I like Jurel's batting. Jurel is cleaner. Okay, he's a very clean bat. So I like it. Today, one straight drive he hit, it struck the stump at the non-striker's head. It's a very good shot. Like he's a good player.
Acha, Nitin, sentient being says, why is it that every time an Indian player is involved in a controversy, the Indian media's foreign sepoy mindset gets triggered so badly? Why can't they support their own for once? They seem to not know the basics of journalism. तो बता दीजिए.
Yeah, because we're not cheerleaders, no. Sentient being, we're not cheerleaders. So if something is wrong, then I think we should point it out. We should call it out. I think what Jaiswal did was wrong, irrespective of what was said to him. He had no business to come back. And I mean, if you want to, just go and I mean, I don't know if we can find a ball-to-ball or the entire match link of the Centurion 2003 World Cup match. The kind of stuff that was, told to Sachin by Shahid Afridi and Shoaib Akhtar and the others. I mean, it was shocking. So, and there was no reaction. He just allowed his bat to do the talking. I think Jaiswal is too talented a player to get involved in all this at such a young, impressionable age. I think he should let his cricket do the talking. He's had a fabulous start to his Test career. He's suffering a bit of a bumpy road at the moment, but I think uh, the sooner he gets back on track and allows bat to do the talking, the better for him.
अच्छा, सौरभ कुमार से नितिन, न्यूजीलैंड वर्सेस ऑस्ट्रेलिया सीरीज, ऑस्ट्रेलिया 4-0 से जीतेगी या न्यूजीलैंड कोई चमत्कार ना कर दे जैसे हमारे साथ किया था 3-0? अभी इंग्लैंड में भी सीरीज
चार
जीते थे 2-1।
फोर
They're playing
जीरो तो
four,
नहीं होगा. They're playing four
four
tests.
tests. हाँ,
Oh, oh wow. Ah, well, I doubted if New Zealand will win in Australia. I
they
don't
won in
think
England अभी.
they won in England, but I think England gifted away that series, especially the way they approached approached the game in Trentbridge. And I don't think had the Lords or had the Chelsea nightclub incident not happened, I think the focus of the team and all would have been completely different. So I don't think Australia will allow New Zealand um, you know a chance to roll them over or to win 4-0. I think is a bit of a stretch for me. When did they last win a test match in Australia? 2011.
No, I think 1985-86.
2011, I think that there was this David Warner carrying his bat, I think, in Hobart.
हाँ, yeah.
So that some Bracewell, I think, again starred
Michael
the pace bowler.
Michael
Doug
Bracewell.
Bracewell. Doug Bracewell, I think.
Doug Bracewell, yeah,
Yeah,
sorry.
Doug Bracewell, I think, was the star of that victory. So I think after 2011, they have not won a test in Australia. So they Australia beat them 3-0 in New Zealand in that Alex Carey series?
I think they did.
Uh, yeah. So I think Australia are a little bit uh, too talented for.
But they'll be coming after South Africa series, so I don't know how
Yeah.
injury ये वो सब भी देखना पड़ेगा. Didi,
हाँ.
another nightclub incident reportedly took place. Why are England players so irresponsible?
Yeah, they probably behave normally. I don't know. दारू वारू पीते हैं, थोड़ा लड़ लेते हैं वो जैसे that's like they are like if you are there in the nightclubs, it is slightly kind of people are
I don't know if you
charged, they're
saw.
drinking. Huh?
I don't know if you saw when Bryden Cars was being cuffed. There is
Yeah.
Ben Stokes in the background. He's
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
making
So yeah, थोड़ा अभी क्या कर सकते हो? So it is what it is. Like yeah, like uh, the earlier generation also was Ian Botham bhi, they were
like I've
quite
been reading.
something. Just that those
Uh,
days things didn't get reported. These days things get reported more. So oh, that's their culture, and they do not probably in like when you are a star, you probably need to insulate yourself a little bit from all these things. But cricketers are not that big stars in England, so that is the because I remember Alistair Cook returning every day from Oval while he was playing his last Test match by the tube. So he used to play that score 100, take the tube and go back. So that is where cricketers are in England. So ऐसे ही है तो वो they are normal people.
I've been reading Ian Botham's autobiography, and 86, 87 in Australia, he was so drunk in a tour game, he went out to bat without a bat. So ये भी होता है. अच्छा, आशीष चांदिलिया का सवाल है द्वैपायन सर, ये हरमनप्रीत कब रिटायर होगी T20 से? हरमनप्रीत इज धोनी ऑफ फीमेल कैप्टनसी 2008 से 16 सेंसेशनल कैप्टनसी स्टिंट, पर उसके बाद तो
Hey, this one Nitin will be in a better position to answer because I do not follow so sincerely women's cricket. So it's Nitin will answer it.
नितिन क्या लग रहा है?
I think T20s, yeah, T20s is the right platform to leave. I think because uh, I always like to the transitions at all. I mean, it's a very abused word, I know, but all transitions should be planned keeping cycles in mind. Since the next T20 World Cup is a fair distance away, I think right now is the right time to give Smriti Mandana the chance to lead the T20 side, and maybe discover a few other batters in that role that Harmanpreet plays at number 4, number 3, wherever she bats. And I think with a couple more editions of the WPL, I think we could find such batters. So yes, I mean her strike rates have been very very poor off late. So uh, apart from that knock against Australia, I don't think she did much.
Okay. Uh, One last question. Dwapar, Vijay Lakshmi Murthy says, Didi, why Sri Lanka gave flat wickets to India, knowing how India played spin against South Africa and New Zealand?
No, actually they didn't give flat wickets. Pitch में थोड़ा जान है, like, but the thing is India won both the tosses, got to play at the best time, and pitches are not exactly very flat. These are the typical Sri Lankan pitches. Sri Lankan pitches ऐसे ही होता है कि like in goal towards the end it turns a lot, but the turn is a slow, it is slow to start off, it turns uh, quickly. So India were, they played very well, but they were also slightly lucky because they won both the tosses. But India is a far superior side than Lanka. I don't think the pitches were particularly batting friendly. India batted well.
Okay, one last question for you. Jayan Jana says, Didi sir, how do you rate Saurav Ganguly as test batter? He was very good in ODIs.
He could have been better in Test cricket. I think he did not fulfill his potential in Test cricket because, but like there were like before that Australia series when he went to Greg Chappell, what with Greg Chappell, scored that 100 in Brisbane. Those were the times when he put in some serious effort, but he was slightly caught up in too many things कि captaincy ये वो, और उसका थोड़ा सा technical deficiency भी था on like we used to call him the god of the offside, but when the ball was bowled slightly short, he had the tendency of opening the face, and that three that slip cordon used to come into play. So वो सब थोड़ा था. He was not a natural bowler, but there were certain occasions in Test cricket when he really put his mind in, like that Galle Test match which India won in Lanka. He scored the 98 not out. Then that Brisbane 100. Then after he got dropped and the effort that he put in fact, I think Ganguly could have played a little longer. Only Test cricket he could have played a little longer. He was forced out of Test cricket maybe 1 or 2 years earlier than he deserved.
ओके, हस्ताक्षी धिंगरा से अब नज़र मत लगाओ डीडी सर, बड़ी मुश्किल से तो हमारे कैप्टन गिल ने टॉस जीतना शुरू किया है। अच्छा, ध्रुवन कृष्णा इज अ क्वेश्चन इज आस्क्ड इट, नितिन सर प्लीज एनलाइटन, ए सरकार प्लेस फॉर त्रिपुरा देन हाउ इज ही प्लेइंग जोन अगेंस्ट NEZ? सेकंड, इफ शमी इज आउट ऑफ स्कीम फॉर थिंग्स फॉर रेड बॉल, व्हाई इज ही सेलेक्टेड इन दुलीप ट्रॉफी?
Yeah, both questions have left me stumped. I do not know how a player who plays for Tripura can qualify to play for East Zone against Northeast Zone. And Shami, despite playing the entire season last year, was ignored. And what worried me, Chandresh and Jaipan, was the messaging by the chief selector. He said that right now he's playing only T20s, so right now we are selecting the test team. And when they were selecting a team for tests, he made a comment that he's playing mostly T20s. So the goalposts I felt were constantly moved for him, which is not a good sign. I mean, I have a lot of time and regard for this selection committee. They've taken some brave calls, but I felt that with people like Mohammad Shami, um, Cheteshwar Pujara, Ajinkya Rahane, Umesh Yadav, uh, I think they deserve a little bit better communication. I mean, I'm not saying you give them a farewell tour or a farewell test or a farewell ODI or a farewell T20, but you keep the communication lines open so that there is no heartburn at the end of the day.
Okay.
About this Duleep Trophy thing, I like with Tripura because I used to cover like domestic cricket when I started off in Calcutta. So there used to be a guy called Timir Chandra from Tripura who was the like consistent 14th man of the East Zone squad right through those years. And another thing I will just say, like when MS Dhoni first came into the East Zone side, one of the Bengal stars told me, यार कहाँ कहाँ से इन लोगों को लाते हैं, सभी को डाल देते हैं ये वो." I remember that, and then what happened
So
happened. So, yeah,
did he was that Bengal star ever a government minister?
I will not go into that.
Which means they were.
I will not say that. I was very friendly with that Bengal lot, so I will not name
It is
names.
definitely that person. It is definitely that person. Well, there are two people actually. Anyways, let everybody stay in suspense. Okay. On that note, thanks a lot, gentlemen. Nitin, Dwaipan, that's it for
Thank
today. Like, share, subscribe, कमेंट, हाइप का बटन दबाओ, सुपर चैट के जरिए सवाल पूछो, तभी आपको डीडी बताएंगे दुलीप ट्रॉफी का टिकट कैसे मिलेगा और बिग बैश लीग के पहले मुकाबले का टिकट कैसे मिलेगा, डीडी ही बता पाएंगे, मुस्कुरा रहे हैं. That's it for today. We'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye, good night, and God bless.